Hey guys, welcome to another TCL tip with Andrea the Cat Lady, and today we are going to be showing off the Cordsmith. So I've talked about this a couple times on my channel, and I am still new to it and still kind of figuring things out, but it basically is this plastic case, like a 3D printed case that's got something on it, that has three like latch hook style needles. I don't know if you call them needles. These are what I use. Looks a little bigger, but these are what are used typically on a circular sock machine. Make sure I'm centered here. So these are typically used on a circular sock machine. So pretty much there are three of these needles in a plastic case. And when you knit an I-cord, you typically, so this will make a 3-stitch I-cord. And so when you knit an I-cord, you are essentially knitting 3 stitches, and then you are flipping it around and then re-knitting 3 stitches. So instead of like knit 1, 2, 3, and then coming back 1, 2, 3, you are knitting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it makes this like kind of tubular shape, cord shape, if you will. So I am going to show you how I am using this. This is I feel like it works a little better with like a thinner yarn, but you can work it with a thicker yarn, and I will show you some of the issues I had with the thicker yarn, but I made it work, and I will show you that cord later as well. So this is the way I found it easiest to cast on. There are other ways to cast on, but I liked this method, so this is the method I will show you. And basically you make a slip knot, but not like you were going to start knitting. You want to be able to pull the tail to tighten it up, not pull the working yarn. So in order to do that, you need to make sure you are pulling the tail through to make your slip knot. Whoops. Okay, so now I can adjust the slip knot with the tail. So I'll do that one more time. So make sure you basically are looping your tail through the hole. So usually when you make a slip knot, you're looping the working yarn through. That would be your typical slip knot for knitting. This one you're doing the opposite. So you want to make sure you're looping the tail yarn through the hole here to make your slip knot. So you keep it a little bit big. And so what you're going to do is you're going to loop it over the first one and over the third one. So you're going to have it like the alternating. So it's going to be on top of this one, underneath the middle, and on top of that one. And you want to, that has these little latches. These latches are important. So to begin, you want your yarn under the latches, and you want the latches all open. And you can pull this closed just a little bit, but it's okay if it's a little roomy. It's kind of easier. So you're going to kind of pinch that. And okay, this is another tip about this. You can come around any side you want. You can come around that way, or you can come around that way, as long as you're consistently always going around the same side. So I can't even remember. I already recorded a little snippet of me doing the I-cord that I worked on for my cardigan. You'll see later. I think I was going around this way, but typically I think I go around this way. Let's see, what's more comfortable for me? Is it this way or is it this way? I don't even know. We're just going to pick a side. Okay, we're going to go around. Just going to go around this way. So you pull your working yarn around and make sure it is above the latches. So you want to make sure, I'm going to pinch this little, it's very tricky to start. So you want your working yarn on top above the latches, and you want your cord yarn, I guess, under the latches. So you're going to bring it up, and you're going to have to like help it out a little bit at first. So you're going to pop that over, and bring it back down. So that is your first stitch. And then you're going to do it again. So we're going to come back around, and we're going to go up, and I'm just going to help all the stitches over at first and come back down. And we're going to do it and just keep doing that again until it gets a little bit longer. So now at this point you got this weird thing here, but now you can just, this is why you need to be able to tighten the tail. So you just tighten up the tail, and you can see there is a little cord starting, and now you have something to grip onto. So come around, make sure all your latches are open, and just pull it up and pull it down. And come around, pull it up, pull it down. And this is Lion Brand Mandala. So this is kind of a heavy heavy fingering weight yarn, I guess. So just keep going. And once you kind of get into the rhythm, it's not so bad. And these come in multiple sizes, or multiple colors, sorry. Multiple colors, just the one size. But again, you should be able to use it on varying weights of yarn. I will go ahead and try to do a bulky. I don't think it's gonna work as well, in my opinion, as it will on like this and like a worsted, but like you can see now, I'm getting in a little bit of a rhythm here. And you don't wanna force it, so don't like really try to pull it hard. You want to keep the stitches a little bit loose. And I think that's the key, is you want to make sure. And if you need to kind of finagle them over sometimes, that's fine. But as you get kind of bigger, I mentioned this, again, I mentioned this in the other snippet you'll see in a minute, but I do kind of give it a little bit of a wiggle. I find that's a little bit easier to loosen up the stitches to make sure they're, oop, is that one? I am not good at like fixing my work, so if I find that I screw up somewhere, then I usually have to start over. But like, okay, look at that. That is a beautiful looking I-cord, if I don't say so myself. So this is, again, called the Cordsmith. There are other varieties of this thing floating around, so other makers have made something similar, but I do like Autumn Goodman. She's the creator of this. She is also a part of the Size Inclusive collection, I believe. I will link all her information below, but she searches out patterns, pattern designers, and makers that provide inclusive sizing for larger individuals, smaller individuals, so a wide range of like pattern sizing. So she is doing some good work out there. So I enjoyed supporting her. I believe this $20, I don't remember. I will post everything below, and stay tuned. I will show you working on some other yarns. So now I'm going to try, so this is what a project I was working on, and it's Karen 1 pound. It's a worsted weight, but it looks more like a kind of Aran weight. So like if you look at the granny square yarn here, this is a worsted weight, and it's definitely thinner. So it's probably hard to tell on camera, but this definitely seems like a little bit thicker, maybe more Aran weight. So it is a little thick, but supposedly you can use this on a bulky. So that's what I've been told, but I have not tried bulky weight yarn. So maybe I'll try a demonstration with bulky after this. But if you have a yarn that you feel is kind of giving you trouble, you just got to kind of wiggle it, come around, pull it up. It just needs to give it that little wiggle just to loosen it up, so you're not forcing it, because you don't want to force it because you'll break these things. So, and once you get into a rhythm, it's pretty simple. Just give it a little shake, and up and around, give it a little shake, up and around. Make sure the yarn's coming loosely from the skein. Again, you don't want any tension anywhere, because that's going to put stress on the hooks, and then they could break. So I don't want to force it, but yeah, it does feel like it gets really tight. Just that's really set that center stitch. So you give it that wiggle, it loosens it up a bit, and then it goes over a lot easier. So maybe it's an extra move, but again, this is a lot faster than a traditional I-cord. I really haven't been spending that much time on this one, so it's gone pretty fast. So there you have it. So yeah, this one's pretty close to being done. This is going to be a tie for my cardigan. I think what I'm going to do is I'm trying to think. I don't know if I need to attach it or if I can kind of loop it through. I'm going to play around. So I don't think I can loop it through actually, because I have the ribbed edge, but maybe I can poke it through somehow. I'm not sure, but because I thought if I could just like tie it on, but that's besides the point. So stay tuned and let me see if I can get a bulky on here in the next segment. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this tool. Hi, so I tried multiple times on some different bulky yarns, and it's a no-go. I would not use this on bulky. So I would stick to just regular fingering, sport, DK, worsted. I would not go up to bulky yarn. So it was just, I was afraid I was going to break it. And these latches can be these can break, so they are fragile, and yeah, I don't want to break it. And I mean, when do you ever use bulky I-cord? I'm sure there is a purpose, and I've tried different yarns. I tried the Charisma yarn, I tried a Hometown USA, I tried the Bernat blanket, which maybe that's super bulky, but regardless, it was like the plies are very easy to like split, and it was got really tight on here, and I just felt like I couldn't do it. I physically couldn't do it. So that is the update on the bulky yarn. But overall, I am still very happy with this product, and I would recommend it, and I would buy another one. And yeah, so go out and get yourself a Cordsmith if you are big on making I-cords and don't want to traditionally make an I-cord, because I really don't like making I-cords. So, and you can actually, and if you go and do a hashtag on Instagram, there are lots of people putting out little tutorials, but you can like actually do an I-cord like bind off, and you can do like an I-cord edging on your knit projects, so which is really cool. So I'd like actually to find something that I could actually use this to do like an I-cord bind off, because I think that would be really fun. Because yeah, you just like pick up the stitch from your needle and then like work it around, and yeah, so that's really cool. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.